Well, here we are, booted up onto the live desktop, Zorin OS 10 Ultimate, and I've got the screen recorder, looks like it's working down here. I've got sound working, output, test the sound. All looks like it's working good to me, and I've just tested a couple of videos, so we'll close out of there and we'll start installing Zorin OS whilst we're screencasting, and we'll see how it goes. So this is on 2.5 gigahertz processor, dual core processor with 4 gigs of RAM onto a 64 gigabyte solid state drive, and we're just going to fly through here and see what happens. Basically, I've disconnected all the other drives in the machine, so we should be pretty safe with what we're doing here. I don't know how long the screencast is going to be. Can't remember how much persistence I put on the USB stick, and it's going to have data going both ways pretty shortly. So if I didn't know better, I'd say that's probably going a little bit slower. We're going to erase the disk because there's other stuff on here, but we're just going to run with that. Well, I thought it was going slower, but maybe it's just detecting the other operating systems and so on. Now, I normally go with something else and set my petitions and whatever, but this is just purely a test, just for the hell of it. And I'm in Melbourne, so I'll run with that. English US, I'll run with that. We'll just pretty much take the defaults here. And we'll just run with that because this is not going to go too far, I don't think. And we're going to log in automatically. We're pretty good to go. So once this, there you go. There's the Zorin install music running there. Once this is started, I'll pause the video and I'll come back again at the end. So it's currently now, it's showing 1:29 AM, but it's actually about 1:29 PM here, but none of that's configured yet. So at this stage, the only thing I'm aware of that's different is the screen recorder here, the simple screen recorder. So I'll pause that now. This will probably take a half hour, 40 minutes I think it normally takes to put the ultimate version on from a USB 2 stick onto this computer. So we'll pause here and come back a bit later. Well, a few moments ago it's gone from the installer here. It's basically a blue bar all the way across there saying almost finished copying files, and now it's just gone to installing system, and about almost 10 minutes has elapsed at this stage. That's just a little mid-install update. We've now started retrieving files from the internet, scanning the mirror, so we're still ticking along here. Still ticking along, and yes, I quite like the Zorin. It's rather pretty interface, I find. I do like a few others as well, Manjaro among them, and even the actually I quite like the Manjaro KDE as well. I like the look of it, and I like the look of this. So I'll just let that continue to churn away there for a little while longer. Well, you know how these computer progress bars are. I was just sitting there eating my lunch, and all of a sudden it started doing this, then that, then something else, then oh goodness, it's going to finish in a few moments. But it's doing some language packs now, and I don't know why it's doing language packs. I wasn't swearing or anything. It's beyond me. It says down here English, so yeah, just mucking with you. So that's about to hit 0. We'll see if it moves its goalposts on itself, which is what it was doing before. It'd say downloading file 3 of 10, and then you'd see it go 4, 5, 6, 7, and all of a sudden the of 10 would shoot up to 63 or something like that. It's just dashes your hopes, you know. You're sitting there. What are we up to now? I think it was 1:29 AM on the clock down here when we started. So that's just shy of 15 minutes at this stage. Bear in mind that Zorin 10 Ultimate that we're installing here onto actual real live hardware. This is not a virtual installation. That the Zorin, the image on the USB is, well, the ISO file is, I think, nearly 4 gigabytes in size. So I guess, you know, that's what, about a full DVD. If you were to just copy a full DVD of data, for example, from your DVD drive to your hard drives, that'd probably take a little while as well. So I guess to install the system, and it's probably run a bit of updating and so forth in the background there. Configuring the system, configuring the hardware. Look at that, it's giving us a blow by blow description there. And this is actually looking like it's going to finish a lot quicker than I'm used to. Oh, here we go. Usually when it gets down to the bootloader, it's getting pretty close. Just hang in there for another few minutes while it's doing this. When it's finished this, I'll restart it obviously and remove the USB stick. And obviously before I can start recording, I don't think Simple Screen Recorder will be installed by default, and I'm not aware of anything else. I don't know, is there any other screencasters on Zorin to record with? She's churning through it there now. Simple Screen Recorder's showing here because it's the live session, but I don't think that'll transfer over into the install, so that'll be a new discovery from me. If something on a USB stick with persistence, it's probably only got about 1 gigabyte of persistence on it, which should be ample for doing this, but to see whether that's installed on a new system, which I seriously doubt. So yeah, once I restart this, I'll do no configuration other than just simply installing the Simple Screen Recorder program, and then I intend to configure up the system the way I like to do it, and hopefully it'll run well enough with the screencaster going to do most of that live, so we can capture it. I reckon we're getting pretty close, pretty darn close here. I guess this must be how sports commentators are. They're all wound up 1 minute. Somebody's about to kick a goal, make a pass, break a record, and then it all settles down again, and they have to just talk about stuff. But none of that applies to me because I'm just your average Joe computer nerd sort of person, and I'm just doing this because I like to play with computers and software. I've been using Linux now for about probably a bit over 3 years, I'd guess. Started on Linux Mint 15. Had a few failures. I remember one night coming home and no boot, and I just didn't know anything about restoring grub using a live session USB stick or any of that. And all my data, at least I've saved all my data somewhere else, so I just wiped it and started again. So that's how you learn to install operating systems, I guess, from killing them and starting again. I reckon we're getting close, and there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna select restart now. I'll probably just pause the recording and close it before I click that. Actually, I'll continue testing just because I've probably never done that before. And is it going to close or what? Yes, there it goes. So that'll do. I've noticed that a few times with Zorin. The start menu ends up down behind the panel there, but that's no problem. I think we can overcome that. So I'll pause here, reboot, and install simple screen recorder, and we'll begin again there. See you on the other side.